Well, good evening. How are we? Welcome to the Wednesday night stream. What an absolutely scorching day it has been. Right, who we got in? Jake, good evening to you. Eleni Arfan, good evening to you. How are you, Jack? Good. Chris McBride, 4 days ago, June the 18th, was 7 months since I followed. Followed, not subscribed. Come on, man. Put that hand in that pocket. Come on. Aaron Thomas, good evening. Welcome to the stream. And Mr. Haig, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream. I trust you're all well. Good evening to you. And again, welcome. Bit of a special one tonight. So it's not just myself. I'm going to do the first scenario. You are subbed. Good man. Good man. That's what I like to hear. Someone's got to pay for my beer. It has been roasting today in those sheds. You're right, Jack. Absolutely roasting. Didn't help the fact I was doing stock take as well, which made it even worse. Especially upstairs in the stores. It is like an oven. So we'll just wait for this to load. The itinerary is done. That's working. All 3 of your subs were gifted. Oh, bless you. Bless you. So, how have we all been? How has everybody else been? How have you all been? Right, here we go then. With the fancy camera action. Up the platform. No rain in Manchester today then, Mr. Hagnell? Nice. Cool. Right, there we go. We know all about Sheila. Sheila tells us what we're doing, how we're doing it, and where we're going. So, that's cool. Right. Okay. Let's read this. Okay, so this is a Hayden scenario. 1 November 5-3, 12 o'clock, Cambridge to Birmingham New Street. Take this a 170 from Cambridge to Birmingham New Street as the first part of the day's journey. Should be a nice day with no faults or delays reported. Rumour is someone out route learning today. Let the guard open and close the doors for you. If they take more than 15 seconds, then please open the doors for them. Below is your task for this journey. Okay, cool. Well, it's been more than 15 seconds, so let's open the doors. Let's get rid of that. Let's get the master key in and the reverser to neutral. Cancel the AWS. Let's have some little lights. Lovely. DRA is on. And I think that is it. Just make sure the lights are correct. To which they are. Destination blind is to Birmingham. Nice. Cool. Lovely jubbly. Let's make sure we got some tail lamps. So there we go. Ryan89, good evening. Welcome to the stream. How are you, my friend? Mr. Ben Appletree, good evening to you. Long time no see. How are you? Robin, good evening to you as well. 170106. Yeah, it went to Gloucester. Then from Gloucester to Cardiff Central. And then from Cardiff Central to Nottingham. That was that 170's itinerary for the day. Josh Strange, good evening to you, my darling. Welcome to the stream. I trust you're well. So it's a bit of a different stream tonight. So I'm going to do this first one just up to Peterborough. With the 170. Then we're going to jump on a Josh Trains. Thank you ever so much for your 5 gifted subs there. That makes a total of 61 in this particular channel. So Duffers 2324, welcome to the Madhouse. SpongeBob 64, welcome to the sub club. Flyer Joe, look at that. You've only just followed and you've already got a sub thanks to Josh Trains. Thrashtastic 37, welcome to the Madhouse, and Anton021, welcome to the Madhouse. So as I was saying, thank you ever so much, Josh. I really appreciate that, man. Really, really do appreciate that. So as I was saying, I'll do this first bit. Then we're going to jump on a 67 from Barton Hill and go down to Exeter, and that will be driven. So that'd be a res train actually driven by an ex-Rail Express driver. We picked the 67 scenario because I know so many of you have so many questions about the PCVs, about the box that is in the 67s and was on the 47s as well. So my dad is going to answer all of those questions for you and will explain every bit of it to you. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask, railway related questions that you want to ask, then feel free. I may have to read them out to him because I doubt if he'll be able to drive and read the same thing, but I'll read them out and then he can answer them, so it won't be an issue. I'm also pleased to say that it'd be his second time on Train Sim. He's a Train Sim virgin. He went for a ride last night and did extremely well, so I'm going to let him loose tonight live on stream. So it will be the second time, so you know, give him some space. Don't be so hard. The only good thing is Dad won't spad because he's well overprotective about things like that, so that's all good. Right, let's get going. DRA is off. Into forwards. And let's go. Buzz. 15 out of here. Yes, this is the 170 with the guard working the doors. Yeah, this is the Hayden scenario. Give him some slack, yeah. No. Yeah, second time on Train Sim. He's never driven it before until last night. So, yeah, he did rather well. So I was quite impressed. So much so, I think for half of it, I bogged off and went and fixed a 47 on the model railway. Which I ran in for about an hour and a half, stuck it on the railway line and went and failed on me. Huh. F. So I'm going to have a good look at that. I think there's a wiring issue because when I push down on the body it short circuits. Ely next stop. So we are Ely, March, Peterborough. I'm assuming that's as far as we're going to go, but the actual train itself then will go to Stamford, Oakham, Moulton Mowbray, Leicester, Nuneaton, Colsley Hill Parkway, I remember getting a bus from there, and Birmingham New Street. Nice how he's included all of that. I do love the 170. I'd like a few touches up to it, but it's a cool unit. Underground Gary, good evening, welcome to the stream. How are you, my friend? Ross May 87, good evening, welcome. How are you? Yeah, I was just thinking that as well. I'm thinking, how's he managed to... That's an interesting concept, isn't it? I'm more interested to know how he got the doors to open and close. Right, so we're not stopping at Cambridge, so that's cool. Good, glad to hear, mate. Glad to hear. Yeah, the 170s are nice. I like a bit of 170. They are nice units, to be fair. Especially if you can get up in first class and it's nice and clean and tidy. I think the last cross-country 170 I got on and I sat in first class, I think it was the day I went and got Jake. It was an absolute tip. Absolute shit show, basically, is what I would call it. It had coffee stains down the bottom of the, you know, the actual legs of the chairs, and the radiators were all messed up, and yeah, it was a bit of a shame, really, but I don't think cross country's standard of cleaning is the best, if I'm honest. Comes close to a 158 Jack. Quite like the Jack. Flyer Joe. Is there a link to the scenario? Are you new to Train Sim? Have you ever heard of Alan Thompson's Sim? I tell you what, I'll be very nice this evening. Seems I'm in a very good mood, and I will get. There you go. Josh Trains has done it for me. Thank you ever so much, my friend. Got something buzzing around me here. Yeah, thank you ever so much for that, Josh Trains. You're a star. So, what news is there for Train Sim? Metline's out tomorrow, isn't it? Wagons came out today. Anybody enjoying them? I think the last stream I did was Saturday, which was really cool. I saw a scene from Crewe to Bristol today that would make TS shit itself, laugh out loud. No TS or PC for me until the 11th. Oh, whoa, what's happened? What's happened, man? It is so warm, it's unreal. Holiday. Oh! Okay, where are you? What? So if you've got no PC, then it means you're away. So where have you gone? Scotland on Friday. Whereabouts in Scotland? Then back for Manny for a week. What's? I don't know. You got the house to yourself for 2 weeks, so TS is cranked up to the max volume. Nice. Love that. Oh, Manchester. Okay, cool. Oh, you can go and see Mr. Haig. Yeah, crank that TS up. I've got my headphones on, so Sunday is going to be fun on the trains this week when I go to Crewe. Sunday should be sort of back to normal. James 9196 is raiding with a party of 8. Good evening to every single one of you. Welcome to the stream. How are you all doing? Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Is this the one with Sheila? It is, yeah. This is the one, Ben, yeah. This is Hayden Yates' new scenario. I think it's its very, very first one. Very, very first scenario that he has publicly released. So that's all well and good. So, yeah. And, yeah. So there you go. It probably will be busy, yeah. I don't know though, because Glastonbury won't kick out till about Monday, so it should be pretty cool. So, am I a raider? I don't know, are you? But no, good evening to every one of you. Been a long time. I think Saturday was the last time I streamed, so. Been rather busy this week, family things and things like that, so it's all been good though. It's all been good. Busy at work with stock counting and stock checking. So, yeah. Hey, welcome Hayden. Welcome to the stream. You managed to put your nose in. If this all goes wrong, blame Yester Simulations there. I've only just started, Hayden. We're literally just outside of Cambridge on our way to Ely, so Yeah, I'm assuming at Cambridge you have to open the doors to start the simulation off, because they didn't open at Cambridge. God, I need to move this PC. It's absolutely baking on my legs. Absolutely baking. Starters hit and miss, cool. Yeah, I had to open them but I thought that might have just been the case. Down to 50. Need to make sure the sim is in the active window. It will press T when you're not in the sim, so it doesn't work. Oh right, okay, cool. Yeah, ESR was removed this week. Oh, look at that, we actually even come down for the 50. There we go. One, two, three. Let's get out of here. I made a scenario for this route. I think it was a 158 scenario, but going the other way. So, yeah, cool. James9196, good evening to you. Welcome. Just literally just played this on the stream. Nice. Yeah, this is the first scenario. We've only got 3 tonight, so we've got this one. Then we got a res train driven by an ex-res driver down to Exeter, and then we got an RS Johns Class 66 job at the end. So yeah, good night so far. It's a school night as well, so we won't be late. So that's pretty cool. I quite like this route, it's really, really nice. So, Hayden, can you confirm we're actually only going as far as Peterborough and you haven't magically put the Birmingham route on here? Yeah, I love coming along here. It's really, 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 really nice. Of course, all be married up there as well, which is really cool. Yeah, cool. It's just the fact you got the itinerary going to Birmingham, and I was like, has he secretly put the route together or something? I did think it was only going there, so that is cool. I've made a scenario for this route, but from Kings Lynn to Peterborough using a 170. Nice, cool. Really, really cool. Really looking forward to the Metline pack. I'm really looking forward to that as well, to be fair. I've had my reservations about it. I've got over it. I've had my wibble. So I'm cool. From what I saw on Just Trains' stream last night, I think Jake had it on, and every so often I just sort of looked across. It looks a lot better. Certainly looks like it runs a lot better as well, which is an absolute bonus because it was very heavy on resources. So cool. We are now approaching Ely. Mr. Ival, good evening to you. Welcome to the stream, my darling. How are you? Good. I'm glad to hear, mate. I'm glad to hear. I see a tamper. I see a tamper. Has anybody got a chicken? Because I could probably roast one. Nice. Alright, let's see if these doors open then. There they go. Banging. Love that. That's pretty cool. That guy was pretty on the ball, wasn't he? Hey? Must have been fucking hanging out that window waiting. Birmingham New Street. Hey, for once in my little life, I got a train leaving and I got a train coming in. Ah, dear, there we go. I'm actually deciding when not to have chicken for dinner. Just because the computer is so hot, I could probably bake a chicken on it. I'm surprised that Greater Anglia didn't run real life services from Kings Lynn to Peterborough. Would be a damn sight quicker and more interesting than going by bus. Yeah, have you got to go by bus, have you? Oh, interesting. Interesting. Right, off we go to March. Unless you change at Ely. Ah, right, okay. I could actually say I've been up and down this line with a 170, which was pretty cool. When I went to see old Alan. It's a nice drive. I do like the whole door thing though. That's pretty cool. Sort of makes my £100 door panel sort of redundant there though, doesn't it? You still need a buzz. £100 for a little green button. Cheers, Rob. Thanks very much, mate. I still got the DRA as well. The buttons are coming back slowly. Yeah, I still need the DIY, so that's cool. That's pretty cool. Makes T King, yeah. T King. Oh, I'm thinking of something else there. Tiki won't be one. Oh dear, great deal. God, that thing was a bit close to the track, wasn't it? Welshy Jim, good evening. Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you? How's your day been? BBW, good in the evening, and he's in there with his cheers. Thank you ever so much, my friend. How are you? Yeah, we're both okay. Yeah, we're doing well. Both suffering from the heat, so I was a bit grumpy earlier when I come home from work, but I'm alright now. I've chilled out a little bit now, so I'm pretty cool. Hey, there's a driver's key. That's an icon I've not seen for ages. Well, we're going to be early into March. El Hammer, good evening. Welcome to the stream. Cool, yeah, just for you guys that are joining now, bit of a special one. So we're going to do this one. This is a Hayden Yates scenario available on Alan Thompson Sim, which is 1 November 53, 12 o'clock, Cambridge to Birmingham New Street. That's available on Alan Thompson and has some cool feature where you don't have to open or close the doors. It should do it for you. So that's pretty cool. Then we're going to go on to a res train driven by an ex-res driver. Real life ex-res driver, because obviously he's retired now. And then we're going to do an RS Johns Class 66 on the Missing Link to finish us off. So that's your night's entertainment. No stream tomorrow night, no stream Friday night, because I want to spend some time with Jake, because we've had a visitor down this week, so I'll give Jake some time. Might stream Saturday or Sunday, I'm not quite sure yet. Oh, it's 75 across there. Why did I say 60? See? That's what happens when you don't know the fucking road.
60 for left, 75 for
Yeah. No problem, no. Don't look at me. Had a headache earlier. Oh, well, that's not good. Hopefully that's a bit better now. Do a strike day one, mate.
Yeah.
No extra requirements required. Go to Barton Hill on the Western Main Lines, or whatever it's called, the Swex route. Stick about 6 Voyagers from Just Trains on there. Make sure they're all cold starts. Do it as a timetabled scenario, not a standard scenario. And you could literally pretend that you go out, start them all up, leave them running for an hour or two, and then just go and shut them all down. Scenario done. That's a 2-hour scenario in itself. What are you chatting about? Have them all running. Yeah, of course you would. Why don't you do your little trip? You came to work by train. Why don't you do that one on the Swex route? Volvo 166 like, but you know, that's another story. Needed to, but on a train with a really long station. Yeah. Because they all got started up yesterday. Can guarantee you that. Every one of them got started up, left for about an hour or so, and then were shut down, and that was it. Just to keep everything going. What the hell was that? Keza Sim, good evening. Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you? It was definitely yesterday, yeah. I don't know. I can't remember yesterday. Only 158 damaging diagram on straight days on my route. Ah, right. Okay. Cool. Hazo, good evening. Welcome, my darling. How are you? Jobots. Doing good. Just popping in to say hi before my call, but we'll probably be back after. Alright, cool. No problem whatsoever. Yeah, we're all good. Yeah, I'm good. Jake is good. Yeah, we're all good. Hot and bothered, but we're good. The 165s and 166s are okay. They just got a place. And it ain't down here. No services through the TL core yesterday. TL. Want to remind me what TL is? For the ones that don't know? Thameslink. Cool. Thank you. Thameslink. No. Well, they're a bit quicker, but... Welcome back. This is Hayden's scenario, so yeah, thought I'd give it a quick bash, see what it's like. Much. Never done a 166. You're not missing much. Don't be rushing yourself, because you'll be very disappointed. No, that's green, but we're going to stop now anyway because I've shoved it in emergency. Why would you stick a fucking coloured signal on the floor and then two large fucking semaphore signals that are state in danger?
Oh no, because the semaphore signals are not thought that way.
Barry, don't like the 166 or else we would have an EP for it. I don't mind them, I just don't want them down here with us. They belong in London. Good thing I made doors Alan and Barry proof, innit? Yeah. Well, you know. You know how it rolls here, like. It's quite a long way down the platform. What are you chatting about? I stopped at all the, stopped at the right place. I don't mind. Semaphores are alright. It's just when I come around that corner and I saw the two of them like that, I was a bit like, okay. And then this green signal was right on the floor. It's a bit. It's not exactly a great sighting issue there, is it? Oh, there we go. Because apparently they're not 100% correct. Yeah, I saw that, but I will go and investigate for anybody else that all GA trains. So because I'm not a GA train, where am I meant to stop? 'Cause there's no other bloody boards on here. But that is cool. Oh, isn't that pretty? You did the same, did you? I'm glad I'm not the only mad one around here then. Get the fuck out of here. That's bad. Semaphores have their place. They do have their place. On the Highland Main Line. Anywhere that I don't drive, that would be a good start.
Oh no.
Stop wherever you like. I normally do. We'll give old Francis a blow, shall we? I mean, a toot. The new Flirt and the Aventry proof stop bars go put in their stations, but didn't take care of the other off. Oh, right, okay. What would normally run along there anyway? Len, good evening. Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you? Nice to see you in. Thank you. Yeah, just stop where you want. Normally do. Right, Peterborough next stop, and then I believe that's us. We're done. Then we will hand over to my good father. That'll be interesting. He did alright last time, so it'll be alright tonight. Yes, my father will be on the stream once we've done this scenario. He's the one going to be driving the res train down the Swix route. Or else what? That's the bit I'm more intrigued about.
What else did that get?
God almighty. You'll be sweating by the end of this. I can feel it here. I need to move it really, that's what I need to do at some point. Trouble is, I suppose it'd be nice in the winter when I'm sitting here freezing.
Yep. The window is open, Robin.
The windows are open, mate. The windows are open as far as they can go. It's alright, he's only going from Bristol to Exeter, so it'll be fine. Volvo Trucker, good evening, welcome to the stream. Steve, good evening, welcome. Hi Bazza, watched the second half of the Saturday night's flight. Good one, that London controller guy is so good. Yeah, he is, he's really, really cool. Really, really cool. Yeah, as soon as I was like, oh, I've got no air traffic control. And then suddenly he was on, and I was like, good man. Yeah, he's a lovely guy, lovely, lovely guy, and I get on really well with him as well, so yeah, it's pretty cool. Your PC eliminating the heaters. But imagine, it's fucking roasting on it. I need to move it, mate. At some point. Need to move it. Alright. Coolio. Jake thinks that I look at pictures whilst driving a train. That's pretty cool. Alright, yeah, I see. That's still an odd place, though, isn't it? Even back then. Interesting. I suppose, I mean, if you know the road, then you know it's going to be like that, but it sort of shut me up when I went around the corner and saw that. Speedbird, good evening, welcome to the stream, how are you? Guys, if you're new and you are just lurking, please do hit the follow button. Looking for more followers, do hit that follow button. Yeah, it does look old. Take care, mate. Who's going somewhere? Are you going somewhere, Mr. Hazel? Nice prick. I just worked that out myself. Yeah, because I'm always used to saying, I'm always used to putting PIC. Oh, you off, Mr. Hazo? Good night, mate. Take care, my darling. I will see you later. See you later in my dreams. Or my nightmares, one of the two. Down to 60. Up to 75. I'm only pulling your leg. This has been a nice opening start to the stream. I've really enjoyed this. I take it this is water. No, what's this one? I don't know. Can't remember. Favorite electric locomotives? Got to be a Class 86 or 87. But then I am quite fond of the 92s as well, quietly, but don't tell anybody. Favorite EMU? 312s, 310s. Keep it going. I'm on a roll tonight. I'm on a roll, boys. Yeah, goodbye, Jack. Take care, mate. Noki, good evening. Welcome. I'm very good, thank you. Thank you for asking. I'm all good. How's yourself? Favorite coach or wagon? The coach has got to be a Mark II. I like a Mark II coach. And a wagon. Interesting. HAAs? Favorite DMU now, is that first gen or second gen, Chris? First or second gen, mate? Because if it's first gen, then it'd definitely be a 117. And if it's second gen, then it would be a 158. Yeah, all good. Just got back from visiting the parents. Been a long day. Cool. Well, you can relax to the stream, mate. Relax to the stream now. Take them shoes off, kick your feet up, and relax. You said steam locomotive. I said goodbye. I don't have any favourite steam loco road. I bloody hate them. Ghettos. Almost there. We're just going around the corner now for Peterborough. Yeah, one that works. Trains were a bit up the Swannies there. I'm not surprised. They had a bit of a rush yesterday. What's wrong with them? What's fucking right with them? Dirty, horrible, labour-intensive things. Come on, man. Get with the programme. Any DMU, regardless of family or generation. Well, yeah, it stands then, yeah, 158, and I'll go with a 117. Peterborough, platform number 7. Don't worry about that, he's fine. Yeah, I quite like this bit as well, because you're going up round the corner, aren't you? I don't think we're going to make the 40, though. No, I don't know, we might do. Yeah, easy peasy. Easy peasy, there we go. He is, yeah. Once we get to Peterborough, he'll be on then. And he's going to take us down to Exeter from Bristol Barton Hill. With a Mel train. Great on rail cams. Yeah, I forgot about the rail cams on this corner, isn't it? Yeah, I forgot all about that. LNER service going across there. That's a nice touch. I like that. Look at me trying to look round the screen to see if I can look round the corner. Stupid boy. That scenario, I believe, is already out. It's on the Western Main Lines. All I've done is updated it with the PCV. I think I've changed the locomotive over as well for a 47.7. I think it had a 4 on it before. Well, we got to Peterborough with no dramas. That's pretty cool. There's one of those shit zoomers leaving. Zoom. I'm not quite sure what happens here now, to be fair. Any stop car mark? Ah, there's one there, 3-car stop. That will do us. How about we stop next to that? Hey! I did that deliberately, right? Just so you knew my hands were there. And unless I've got a really long tongue to hit the key, they opened. I'm hoping... How can you finish a scenario without going to Birmingham? End. Driving instructor. John. Hello, mate. Are you okay with taking it to Birmingham? Oh. Are you okay if we take this to Birmingham? Yeah, of course I'm fine with that. See you, mate. Hey, I completed the scenario as well, which is cool. Right. There we go. Right, that's that bit done. I really enjoyed that. That was cool. JR Rob Ho, good evening. Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you? I actually really did. Well done, Hayden. That was a pretty cool scenario, I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I'm not going to lie there, mate. That was actually pretty cool. But yeah, I just wanted to put my hands like that just so everybody actually believed. I mean, you can drive it yourself, so it's not really a big secret, is it? Right, this scenario has been done before, but for the purposes of what we're just about to do, then we shall do this. So, green tick as well, so fuck, I'm good. See? It's just the Allen-proof bit. You don't need to include the Barry. It's just the Allen-proof bit. With no drink and head in the game, I can drive quite well. So, right, I'll load this up, then I'll pause it, and then we'll get Mr. Price in, Mr. Price Senior. He can then say hello to you all, and we shall go from there. Hopefully, we won't melt him, because it is rather hot in this corner. Rather hot. I'll take that as well out of the way. Let me just get this set up for him, and then we'll be good. That can go there. Wait for it to take half a day to load.
Where are you going?
So,
Where are you going? Swansea?
Yeah.
How many vans?
oh, I've only just seen that. 225 set any day.
Right.
Very much.
Oh, I've only just seen that. Where can I get the PCVs from? That's a very good. Oh, ATS by the looks of it. Yes. They're very nice, those PCVs. To be fair, the guy that made them did a really good job. So yeah, I'm very mightily impressed. To be fair. God, it took so long to load. Get an SSD, it's quicker. Train Simulator Classic. Right. Don't worry about them. They're only in Bristol West Yard, and I need to change them over at some point. Why is that not? Ah, now what's happened to the sim?
Clicked on the game.
Yep.
What the fuck? Right, does it?
I haven't got a clue. Bear with me while I sort this out.
The fuck?
That's how I sort that out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just kill it. I
Fair
just
enough.
kill it. Boom. Gone. Yeah, that was a great scenario actually, Hayden. Well done, mate. I actually really did enjoy that. It's been a long time since I've been up there as well. So yeah. Right, let me just do all this and I will come back to you. So give me 2 seconds and I'll be right back.
mostly male dominated.
Right, now we're sorted and I've got that going. Right, I'm going to get out of here and I'm going to hand my father over to drive the train down to Exeter. I will still be on the side. If you have any questions, be nice, mind, because this is only the second time that he's driven a train on Train Sim, so be prepared for any eventualities. But yeah, do ask questions. I will read them out and then Dad will try and answer them the best he can. All right?
There he is, there's Matthew.
And Matthew's just trying to...
Is he? Good.
Good timing on that. Yeah, good timing there.
Right, I'll pause for you.
You've paused it, have you?
Yeah, no, it's working now.
Okay, so people can hear me?
People can hear you speaking to
Okay.
that microphone.
Okay. Right, guys, very good evening to you. My name is Chris Price and I'm Barry's dad. I just wanted to clear up a little signalling irregularity earlier on that you saw in the first scenario. Barry was right to stop. What it is that signal is not perfectly shown. What happens is it was obviously filmed during a very, very hot day, and the signalling wires that come from the signal box to the base of the signal post itself has obviously just got hot and it's expanded. So unfortunately, when the signalman pulls the lever, the signal won't go to its fullest extent. What they do have is a ratchet on the inside of their signal boxes, and they can actually make them shorter, make the wire shorter or longer depending on what the situation is. So Barry was right, signal was not perfectly shown, stop. Right, so we're sat on a 67, aren't we? And we're putting the reverser in now. There we are, that's the AWS just gone in. So in view of the fact that we're not in too much of a hurry, let's use the mouse. And can people see the mouse as well?
No, so
Okay.
but most of these people will know what you're...
Okay, so if we start, I'm starting on the left-hand side of the cab, and what you see is the DSD holdover button. So if I wanted to look back along the train, I obviously got to get out of the seat, and what I can do is push this button, and the DSD won't go off, and we can carry on. Right, coming down is obviously the telephone system. Not much to say about that. It's just a line between me and Network Rail. So if we move along to the right hand side, this is the electromotive information. Actually, it's quite good. I like this system. It's American, of course, and it can give you as much information as you require. You can go up and down the ladders and across and what have you. So no problem at all there. Down below is our brake system, and then to the left of there is the emergency button. I've had to press that a few times in my railway career. Trust me, it's not something you want to do gladly. As you can see, there are other instruments there. I've got a telephone system, the horn, and the AWS sounder is there as well. Right, excuse me. So let's go up the top now. There was a lot of wanting to know about what this PAX system is for. Right, well, what it's really for, and the only time you really should be using it, is between Willesden High Level and the Princess Royal Delivery Centre, which is the post office stroke rail express place in Brent, just outside of Brent Sidings. So that's what that's for. And what I would do is I would leave my locomotive all switched in, and down below you can see power and off and on. Well, the gentleman in the PAX van in the other end, he would open and close a handle, and what that does is that gives an ask for power. So if he asks for full power, well, that's 40 mile an hour, and so on, corresponding down to nothing. Right, if we move across, Barry, please. Right, in front of us now, we can see all our brake systems. We need everything. It's all there. It's quite explanatory. As we go along, I'll even try and help along there slowly. Right, if we go along a bit, is there anything? Oh, right. Here's our data core system. Again, it's an American system. And what it will ask me to do is put in my special serial number. I'll put in the head code of the train. I'll also put in the length of the train, and in between you just simply press enter, 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 and that's it. It's all in that system. And then whatever I do, and I mean whatever I do, anything I do will be recorded on there. Fortunately, I've had one incident where I was glad of it, because the signalman accused me of going by the signal, and I was able to prove that no, I never went beside the signal. Righto, over the other side is just a second man system. Nothing much over there, just his chair. But we're normally single manned anyway, so you know I normally put my bag up there, and it's in close proximity. Right across here, obviously, is all our lights, and you can see, you know, that what the speed is. The brake test button, I'll pull that down for the shunter to give me a brake test by opening the rear cock on the last van, and I'm expecting to see my brake train line go to 0. So that's not so bad. That's the one there that with my you can see it on the left there. Right. Okay. Well, let's get going. There's not much else to really say about the Class 67. We'll have the window open because it's a nice day. I noticed, I asked Barry yesterday about putting the train supply on, but we don't need it because there's no PCVs in the train. The only reason you would have the train supply on is because it keeps the brake system off on the PSVs. Right, here we go then. We'll get ourselves off the shed. And I hope that was okay. I hope you enjoyed that little bit. As I say, Barry will monitor the questions, and then we'll... Now let's get the brake off. First, it will be good. Are we in forward, Barry, please?
You are, yes.
Right, lovely. Then we'll go. I can't hear anything I can't hear anything, Barry.
Can you hear it now?
Yes, I can hear it now. Thank you.
So this is the chat here. If I don't see anything, you see anything pop up.
All right.
Just answer it.
Lovely job. I was, besides being a driver at this depot, I was also a temporary supervisor. There was 82 men at this depot, believe it or not, and we would handle at least 20 or 30 locomotives a night. Lord knows where we put them, but we managed to put them somewhere, because one of the longest roads here, which is 10, would only hold 5 engines, so you just had to be, you really did have to sort of think ahead and know where to put them. Oh, I see. That's got to be there, has it?
Yeah. So you
I
need
don't.
to be going up to that.
We got that.
So basically just on the road now. Tea on.
Nice. Bad idea. So, wait a minute.
Is this gentleman asking where I signed?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that Yahtzee Simulations?
Yes, that's Hayden.
Hayden. Oh, right. I got you. Right, Hayden. Well, where did I sign? Well, from Bristol, we covered London. we covered Derby, we covered Plymouth, Swansea, and we also had to know the road on 3 separate routes to the Princess Royal Delivery Centre. The post office insisted that we did that. I don't know if many of you know, but the post office put forward £450,000 each for the Class 47s to be refurbished. A lot of money.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that in a minute. It's not a problem. Matthew's saying you love the Voyagers, mate.
Yeah, like a hole in the head. Not my cup of tea.
Okay, this was the one that broke. So you can carry on.
Righto.
As the signalman, I give you permission to pass that signal and danger.
Thank you very much indeed.
The other one is off. So if you have the PCVs then, they need the ETH on
Yeah,
to keep the brakes off.
to keep the brakes off electrically, yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, because if they're being driven between Willesden and the Princess Royal, they will actually brake the train. They'll actually apply the brake to stop the train. I can pass it.
Yeah, you're looking at the dum-dum underneath.
All right. Yep.
Was the PCV treated like a DBSO or a
Yeah,
DBSO?
very much the same. Yeah.
Go to the first one this time.
I got it.
Go for it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's not on that. I've left it off to save you from
All right.
Unless you want it on.
No, you're fine.
Once we get going, it'll be alright. Okay. Whenever you're ready to break. Anytime now. Don't worry about that. Cool.
All right.
Into neutral. Key out. Cool. Now onto the back of the train. So what was the first locos to drive?
Okay.
Len, so that's Len.
Len, right.
His was 33.
I can tell you now, Len. What happened was because I came from a
Oh, I know what's wrong.
because I came from a guard to a driver. Our management team thought that we wouldn't go very far because we didn't have any seniority. Because the driver's grade is all about seniority. You could actually wait until you were 60 to become a driver, but you've been at the depot for years and years and years. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it worked. So, right, we were taught sprinters, but then all of a sudden things had changed because privatisation didn't come round as quick as my management team thought. So they had to teach us 08s, 47s, HSTs, and then of course we moved on to, once the depot was then disbanded, I moved across to Rail Express Systems at Barton Hill, and most of our work was all 47 then. Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Sorry about that, chaps. I was not watching. So we've had a bit of a bump the train. But we only hit it at 6 miles an hour. We'll be all right.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh my god.
Let's put it right on here.
Failed, to be honest.
Failed. Thank you.
There we go.
Clever job, Tar.
Try not to.
That's right, Oxenholme. It was just a tap. We were all right.
Okay, right, off you go when you're ready.
Yep, we're
Going
just
on.
getting the brake off now,
There you go.
and we'll go.
So you're going out to the train
Yeah.
stop line now,
Okay.
and then you'll reverse back in 10 more meters.
Surprised that.
What was the hardest train to drive in your time on the trains? Well, I would say it would be. You could have some of these mail trains that I worked with Res. We had one in particular which was 12 to 4. You could either have 12 or 14 vans on going to London, and you had to be literally on time. There was no excuse. You had to be there. Our penalty clause was £200 a minute, so we couldn't really hang about. And also on that train at late at night, you stopped at Slough, so that could be difficult to find. And also, one of the hardest parts of the line was between Didcot and Reading, especially in the fog. But your road knowledge came in then. There were 5 signals between Didcot East and Reading West. Count them as you were going along, and you would know where you were. Very good. I put a lot of stead by road knowledge. In fact, I put more stead by road knowledge than I did the rules, because I found you could apply the rules to where you are. Anywhere there, Barry? Yeah, that'd be fine.
Yeah, that'll do. That would do. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Sorry.
Set that when you're ready.
What is it like driving a train in a game compared to real life? Not much difference, really. I've certainly tried to put a little bit of effort into the system. Yeah, I suppose if I did this, because it's a long time since I drove a train, mine, but because I had to retire, unfortunately, I had a bit of a heart problem, so unfortunately I had to go, which is a shame. But there we are, because I did love the job. In fact, I knew at the age of 7 I wanted to be a driver, so I was actually quite pleased to be where I was. Let's move on a little bit. Once I'd finished with Rail Express Systems, having married a Glasgow girl, I always told her I would take her back to Scotland. So I now live and I worked out of Inverness, but I now live in just on the outskirts of Inverness, and yeah, I'm quite pleased to have retired. Great shame, but there we are. It's unfortunate, but unfortunately, the general public don't like their drivers to have heart problems. How different would have the wires up with? Yeah, a lot different. A lot different. We could have, if you, I was impressed by the Class 90. I thought that was a nice little bit of kit. I managed to get a ride on one of those, so say road learning between them around the Birmingham area, and I quite enjoyed. I thought that was quite a nice bit of kit. So yes, I think they would have revolutionised the mail services. Definitely, they certainly did on the Midland. What else we got? Do I miss it? Yes, Robin, I do. You know I do. That's my eldest son. Yes, I do miss it. It was I had a good time. Unfortunately, although I miss what I miss is the actual driving of the trains, not so much all the politics that go with it, because it really was awful. Towards the end, it became. I was told so many times I was a dinosaur. It's time you left, Chris. Well, in the end, I did leave. So they had their way, didn't they? There's a gentleman here saying that his dad's from Glasgow. Yes, I actually signed Glasgow Queen Street. So did one other. And yeah, nice. It was nice going in there. We with charter work. That's what the only reason we would actually go in and out of Glasgow Queen Street. Most of the work I did into the central belt was Edinburgh, and then of course Middle Hill sidings where all the ballast trains were from. Well, there's some person here says he lives on the Glasgow Edinburgh line. Very nice too.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it's a nice line. Yeah. Although the Class 67 is restricted to 60 mile an hour on from Edinburgh all the way to Linlithgow. So that's it. You can open up a little bit then, but then by the time you get to Larbert and such like, you've lost all of that momentum. What else have we got? Oh, he lives in Linlithgow. Good. Excellent. Somebody says I've got a nice lad. Well, they're both good boys, really. They really are. There we are. We're just going to drop behind this signal now. And you'll notice with me, I don't go too fast anywhere. I will be going fast enough in a moment when we get away from here. Where's that brake gauge gone, Matt? Barry? Oh, all right.
It's because you're outside.
Oh, that's
There it is.
That's it. So if you do the what's the name for me. What else have we got? Oh, somebody nice said a credit to you. Thank you very much indeed. Have the 67s ever been at 125? Well, I can assure you that I've never had one at 125. No, I haven't. I can assure you.
I just hold back a minute for that freight train.
So,
because he goes before you. Just hold on a minute and wait for that freight train to go.
All right, we're just waiting for a freight train, which I think you can see. He's going down the Portbury line. They reinstated the old Portishead line for coal traffic. Who's this saying hi, Chris?
That's Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah, so
Oh right, good.
He's worked out your name, so Kyle's worked out your name.
Yeah.
That's not his name, it's Chris.
Oh right, yes. No, that's the other Chris. That's TS Chris.
Right.
There's a lot of Chris's around here.
A lot of
you,
Chris's,
There's
yeah.
Chris there, and there's Chris McBride. And
Yeah. Anyone else that I might have missed? Nope, we're okay. Oh, we are. I'm sure that I worked with you on the trains back in the 80s, just after the open station contact came in. I'm pretty sure you may well have done. I worked with an awful lot of people. The reason I'm actually here is because I went to a reunion of all the Bath Road staff yesterday, Tuesday. It was very, very good. There was certainly a couple of hundred from us. If you look across the train now, you can see how empty Bath Road is. But to be fair, it wanted millions spent on it to bring it back up to any reasonable content. It really was poor. You had to watch your foot in everywhere, and it was awful. Right, I think we'll pop out quietly behind him. As I say, we've not got the train supply on because it turns out there are no PCVs in this train, so we don't need the train supply. It's only to do with the electrics on the PCVs, that's all, as I said.
Did you prefer the 47s to the 67s?
Yeah, I enjoyed the 47 work. Yeah, I was very lucky to get the last years of those. I really did enjoy them. They were, unfortunately, I'll be absolutely honest, they were on their last legs, despite the money that the post office spent on them. It was obvious the writing was on the wall for them. So, right, we got a single yellow, so we'll just slip along quietly. Up we go. Oh, did I prefer to drive the train at... No, oh, well, much definitely nighttime work. I enjoyed nighttime work. Even my wife enjoyed the nighttime work because she could have her bed to herself. So, that wasn't so bad, was it? Yes, I enjoyed driving at night. As I say, my favourite job was definitely that 2357 to... well, we went to London Paddington then, of course, and then once the Princess Royal Delivery Centre was open, then of course we went there. And as I said to you before, the post office insisted that we signed the road directly to the delivery centre via Acton. Can't think of the other name of the signal box, but via Acton, and also via Ascot Staines from Reading and around through Clapham Junction and up that way. So yes, we definitely they definitely have wanted their money's worth. But that was one of my favourite trains, definitely. Quite enjoyed going to Swansea as well. That was quite good. And you can see that I'm an early breaker. It was something I was taught. Our inspector had no problem with you braking early and stopping and driving up to the signal. They seem to like that idea. I didn't mind. At least I wasn't going to go by the signal, that's for sure. I was lucky, never had one spad in all the time I was on the railway. And I was a 45-year railwayman. Never had any problem. Just the one incident, as I was saying earlier on, at a place called Blackford in Scotland. It's between Perth and Stirling, and the signal was not perfectly shown, so of course I braked the train, and it was a sleeping car train, believe it or not. Unfortunately, I think a few fell out of their beds, but I had no, I had to stop. I had no choice, and thereupon then we got into a row with the signalman because he assumed I'd gone by and I I hadn't gone by. But he said I had, so it wasn't until I said, well, that's fine, I'll sit here until an inspector comes, and then we'll soon see who's moved or not. Oh, well, you better go on, driver, he said, you better go on. So that didn't take long, did it? Yeah. What else have we got? Yeah, someone was asking. It was nice via Ascot and Staines. Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I didn't mind going round there. Just take your time, because it wasn't one of our core routes. So, you know, unfortunately, I might be a few minutes late, but well, I didn't have to worry too much, because our trains, we were very lucky with our trains. As long as if you were 10 minutes late, you were actually considered to be right time. So it was good. And going back a little bit, I actually enjoyed the Sprinter work. I didn't mind them at all. I found them quite interesting. You know, so it was yeah, they were good, very good.
Yeah, you had a good time with the 158. Didn't you?
I had a good time with the 158s. Yeah, I learnt them all up to them. Yeah, it was very good. Yeah, my railway career was very good actually. I made the most of it. Robin's asking about hybrids. Go on, I'll tell you. I changed ends at Taunton on a 150, and I said to the guard, I said, "Oh, you can stop up here, Bert." I said, "Don't worry." And unfortunately, through chatting to him, I missed hybrids. So, but it was fine. I managed to set back, and people got off and on. I had a little bollocking when I got back to the depot. My train manager come to me and said, "Yeah, don't let that happen again, Chris." I said, "No, all right, boss." "Was the guard with you?" I said, "No, he wasn't." No. So, yeah.
Fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Somebody said he loves trains. Yes, I love trains too. Are there any model railway fans out there? Yeah, chip in with the model railways if you want to. I'm certainly a big model railway fan. So is Barry. So is Robin. You know, and even my grandson Matthew, he's well into the model railways as well. Now, what's happening here, Barry Neil?
Holland Wolf 19989. Welcome to the stream. Good evening to you. Hopefully you're well. Thank you for joining.
Oh, right, we got the road now, guys. We're going to go. Right, well, I watched the signal change to green. I know it's not a lot of inspectors' favourite view, but that tells me we're good. I saw it change, so that's enough. Right, someone's asking about my dining car days. Yes, good times was had by one and all. Where did I go? Mainly cross-country work. I started in 1967 as a pantry boy, and I started out doing the London train, but after a week, I don't mind admitting it, I got pretty bored with that. Fortunately, the manager came to me and said, "How are you getting on, Chris?" I said, "Well, not much fun going to London and back, sir." "Not a problem," he said, "I've got an opening for you on the 1040 Bristol Newcastle 00. I said, "Oh, that'd be just a job for me then," and that's what I'd done. And once I'd had a taste of the cross-country work, like Newcastle, Edinburgh, Glasgow eventually, when the Electric Scots come in what was that, 74, 73, something like that, I went over to them. So yes, it was great. Loved every second of it. Yeah, that 15 is not for us, boys. That's for that train that went to Portishead. There we are. We'll plough on. So once what happened was we had a work study group come on to the dining cars, and even when we were 8 staff, They soon knocked us down to 6. So the writing, and then of course the HST trains come in. That was it then. The writing was on the wall. You know, it's only 62 minutes from Bristol Parkway to London Paddington. It's a real shame you couldn't really do what you could in the old days. It was lovely. It really was. And I used to try and put on a bit of a show. You know, make sure the tables were all nice and clean and tidy, and I had my favourite clientele, of course. So that was okay. Gentleman's asking, what was your first loco or train? Right. Once I had become a driver in with the train crew concept in 1988. It was actually a 143 from Bristol to Severn Beach and back. So that was very good. I enjoyed that no end. Yeah, I really thought I'd made it once I was out there on my own. I was very lucky. Had some good training.
You made it once you drove a 143.
You know, so that was all right. What else have we got? Yes, I did. Obviously, I started 4 years before you.
King, thank you ever so much for the resub, man. Thank you.
1967 was a good year. 1969 with the Summer of Love was even better, of course. Yeah, it was even better. What else have we got? Yeah. All right, everybody seems to be enjoying it. Yeah, keep your questions coming. There's no problem. I'll answer what I can. If I don't know, trust me, I'll be the first to say, sorry, I don't know. But we're just going to come down through Flaxporton now. Now, you have to be careful here in the rain. Very, very slippery. Very slippery. Yes, a friend of mine come to grief here one morning with a HST, believe it or not. And the rails were that slippery, he put the whole train by the signal. The whole train. I couldn't believe it. Now, we can actually do 100 mile an hour if we want, but I've actually worked this train on many, many occasions, and 90 is plenty fast enough, because otherwise you'll be held outside of Exeter, or you'll be held outside of Taunton for, you know, for your cross-country trains and your Paddington services. So, you know, around the 90 is plenty speed, plenty. Did I work loose coupled freight? Yes, as a guard I did. And the worst route we had was from Bristol to Westbury. It was very much an up and downy scenario, and you had to have your finger on the. You had to know the road quite well, so as to be able to brake the train with the brake van, and of course the driver would be doing his bit up the front. But to be fair, I didn't work many. I don't suppose I'd worked more than half a dozen, and then fully fitted trains came in. And to be fair, that was really the end of the guard then, wasn't it? You know, once the fully fitted trains come in, you know, it was just, yeah, it was a real shame. But as it was, I was very lucky to move on to a driver, which I always wanted. So I was quite happy. Quite happy. What else have we got? There's a gentleman there saying route knowledge. You're absolutely right. You can't beat it. I'm not saying don't listen to the inspectorate, but at the same time, use your own skill and knowledge to work the train. You know, and the route knowledge, because if, for instance, the type of signalling we've got between Inverness and Perth in a couple of places is the same as it is between far north, far south down between Plymouth and Penzance. So, you know, let's not worry about the rules. I'm not saying don't worry about them, but no, use your route knowledge. It's never let me down, never. Who else have we got? Yeah. Oh yes, very curvy between Bathampton and Freshford, absolutely.
What did you think of the RETV system?
What? Oh yes, my son's just asked me about the RETB system that we had on the far north. Well, I have to say it's quite primitive. I believe it's been upgraded a little bit now, but in my time as a driver up there, because I moved up in '98, and it really was very poor. Very difficult to get a signal. I've actually climbed up the signal, the lamppost at Lairg on many occasions to get a signal, and it just, a lot of it is due to just weather and atmospherics, but I believe it's all altered and much better now. I've not been on a train for quite a while, to be truthful. I was hoping to go on one this Saturday to a model railway exhibition in Perth, but unfortunately there were no trains, so we're going to have to go by car now. Never mind, not to worry.
You remember the dial?
Yeah, I can remember the dialer. What we got now? Good man, glad to see you coming. Right. How does the simulator relate to the real route? Well, I can tell you it's very good. Yes, I'm quite impressed by this. Yeah, I only drove it yesterday for the first time, but when I get home I'll get my grandson to upload it all for me, because I've had to buy a new computer anyway because the last one crashed, so I'll get him to do it for me. What else have we got? Do you like Western main lines? Yes, I like Western locomotives as well. What a locomotive that was. Unfortunately, I was in my dining car days then, and I couldn't be a driver anyway because I was still too young. So yeah, I did like the Western traction. I believe the Severn Valley Railway had a huge diesel weekend, didn't they? Some weeks ago. There's some nice stuff on the interweb to see that. Lovely, absolutely lovely. It's good to hear an actual train driver. Well, yes, I am impressed, because, and I think the railway has now encompassed a lot of this train sim stuff in order to train their drivers. Of course, there was nothing like this when I was training. You know, it was all done by word of mouth and hand, and I went with a nice man called Bob Kent. Really nice chap he was. He was my mentor, and never had a problem. I passed first time. He was quite pleased, and off we went. Yes, I did have a job on the buffet car right behind a Western 1B81. It was the 8 o'clock Bristol Penzance, and the buffet car, which was 1803, believe it or not, was right behind the engine. So it would be windows open, listen to the thrash all the way to Penzance. And if the boys who were the train spotters asked me nicely, they could sit and listen to it as well. Robin's asked me to take note of the scenario makers. Don't know what that means. I'll have to ask Barry in a minute. Someone saying, sorry if I missed it, but what do you drive now? Oh, nothing, I'm afraid, sir. I'm retired, have been since 2013. I had to retire because I had a bit of heart problem. So I've now got a pacemaker, and unfortunately, as I said earlier, the general public don't like their train drivers to have heart problems. But I'm quite happy. I've got an extensive model railway. My grandson comes around as often as he likes. I speak to Barry and Robin, my two sons, as often as I can. I've actually been out to see my mum as well on this visit. Otherwise, if I hadn't have done so, I'd have been in desperate trouble. So that was all right. So I've then come here, and we'll be away tomorrow on our way home. I'm going to try and drive it in a oneer from Bristol to Inverness. I shall fuel the car up before we leave, and off we go. It'll be just right. we could do something like that with the liner fan. Yeah, we could do something, Robin. I'm sure we could. Yeah, a nice man says, sorry to hear that. Well, no, I'm okay, honestly. I had a good time on the railway, enjoyed what it was, and, you know, it was okay to leave. I left with a nice package, of course, and I was able to pay off my mortgage with that, so that's fine. The only downside at the moment is my poor wife died last December, so which is a bit of a shame. So I'm a bit lonely at the moment, but we're getting there. I'm sure that this time by next year we'll be feeling a lot better. What route did I drive when I was working? Well, mainly on nights. As I said earlier, I had my favourite job, which was a 2357 off of Bristol to London Paddington, or the Princess Delivery Centre. I had a colleague of mine, he always liked to go to Plymouth, so I would change turns with him, and I would either take his Swansea or another London train, so he liked that, and I was quite happy going to Swansea and London. Somebody saying he drove from Slough to Liverpool and thought it was a long way. Well, I can assure you that my door to this door is 552 miles exactly. So, but I will stop for something to eat. So don't worry, I won't be doing it all straight off. I'm sure by the time I got to Carlisle, my eyes will be closing. So, you know, it's okay. Jack, oh, Matthew, he didn't want to go for a walk today. No, he gets like that, matey, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a shame. Don't worry. He's getting old, that's the trouble. Yeah, my dog's 13-year-old now, and he sometimes he don't want to go for a walk, but he just wants to lie in the settee, which you can understand at 13. What do I think of modern stock? Well, not much. I've heard that the Azumans are not very good as far as seating wise. I do like the idea that those trains have now got dual propulsion, for the want of better words. You know, they're either electric or diesel, which hopefully the scenario of trains stuck on the main line for hours on end shouldn't ever happen again. Not with that. So yes, I don't dislike the idea of that. What else have I quite like the 170s, they're not bad. I never learnt them. So yeah, there's a few trains I did, they're alright. You know, I suppose, you know, for an old stager like me, we got to move on. There's no good, you know, looking to the past, which is a shame really, because some of the past is still good, even today. What else have we got here? What were my thoughts on the Royal Train? Yes, I did work the Royal Train on many occasions. I won't say too much about it or where it went, because that'll be giving away a few secrets. But yes, I did. I worked the Royal Train on quite a few occasions, and in Scotland as well, when she came up to Inverness and up to Wick, Thurso. So yeah, I did that. I'm glad your time on the railway been. Oh, the gentleman who's been working on the underground since '87, and he's still going. Well done. So he's a long timer as well. Yeah, well, I'm glad there's still a few long timers. Do you mentor at all? I did have a couple of occasions where I mentored a couple of drivers. I actually did quite enjoy that. It was quite good, parting off some of my knowledge, and yeah, it was okay. Unfortunately, and I don't know why, but none of the boys that I had with me, they never took. For some reason, they gave it to others. I don't think it was my teaching. I think it was just something else. Perhaps they weren't what they were looking for.
Mr. Reggie 2020, thanks for the follow.
What we got now? Glad you enjoyed your time. That's right, we got that. Warrior thought I'd done that. I did the Azuma from London to Edinburgh last week and had no issues with the seating. Yeah, I know. you're very lucky. Some people do have a problem with it, but I've not been on one yet, so I'm not going to comment. I was hoping to get on one, as I say, Saturday, which is that Inverness to London train, but we're going to have to go by car now. So never mind, not to worry. What else have we got? The Elizabeth lines. Now, there were some nice programs about the Elizabeth line. Did a lot of you see it? I thought it was excellent. What was it, 4 programs? 4-hour-long programs? I thought it was quite good. Yeah, very good, very good. I enjoyed that. I did, right? No, it's not a lot, not Elizabeth line. I'm also a trainer, as well as was my well done. More the merrier. More the merrier. You know, that's the only way we're going to try and keep this railway going, is if people are interested enough to impart their knowledge. And I don't care if you're 27 or 47 or 67. It's a good trade to impart your knowledge. You know, I got to say, even though they never took the boys that I was training, they thanked me. You know, so that was all I needed. As long as people say thank you, I don't mind. Just out of training school myself as a trainee train manager. My interest at the moment is the lack of trainers. Oh, right, for the Class 66 handling. Oh, that's a shame, sir. That really is, because I enjoyed the Class 66. Now, a lot of them didn't. I had a lot of really, you know, awful comments. And, you know, yeah, but I enjoyed them. I thought they were good. I really did. I really did. I thought excellent. I had no problem with all of the data cord and all the other stuff that was on there. None at all. It was a nice, and they would pull the side of a house down, to be fair. Although they tell me the 59s are better. Well, I've only ever had one ride on a 59 from Westbury to Reading when I was road learning, and it was very nice. I enjoyed it, but that was the one and only time. Who else have we got? Yeah, I've just spoke to that gentleman. All I can say, sir, is keep going, keep trying, put as many letters in as you can to your management, and tell them what you want. And I'm sure that they would come across. They'll have to, because I think the 66 is the core freight locomotive now. Am I right? I'll be honest, I'm not sure. If anyone knows, chip in and say so. It's a mega locomotive. Love them. Did you drive the class? No, I didn't drive the Class 59s at all. But as I just said, I did have one ride when I was road learning between Westbury and Reading with a good friend of mine, and I was impressed. I really was. I thought it was one of them big long, what do they call them? They're mega trains or something, or I'm not sure. Jumbos, that's it. Somebody's telling me jumbo in my other ear, and yeah, it was good. I was impressed. There we are. I think we've covered most things as well. Oh, and I missed that about. Oh yes, I did speak to him. But someone's saying pretty much.
Did you ever drive the Scotsman?
Oh yes, I did drive the Royal Scotsman. That was a nice train. That was when EWS stroke DB Schenker had it. And we would go from, so we would travel to Perth, go up to Aviemore, and the train would go on the Strathspey Railway. We would leave the engine then at Aviemore for another driver the next day, and then I would then travel to Kyle of Glocalsh to bring it back. So, and we would go through to Keith then, because it actually went back to Edinburgh via Aberdeen and Dundee. It was to take in the Whiskey Trail. That's what it was. That's the reason why the train was routed that way. Yeah, we're okay. Okay. Yeah. Do I have a best memory? Yeah, I suppose I do. A man and a woman fighting during my guards days springs to mind. And whilst they're fighting, they're actually chucking each other's luggage out the window. So that was a particularly funny occasion. Oh, and there's another one on the same line. I worked a local train from Weston-super-Mare to London. To Bristol. And 4 lads got on at Weston-super-Mare, and all they done was start messing about. And so I said to them, I said, come on boys now, pack it in. I said, or Lords, one of you's going to be hurt. So within about 5 minutes, there's this almighty scream, and this young coloured lad has now got the tip of this comb that he had in his pocket right into his buttocks. Unfortunately, he really was crying now. So I went through and I said, I told you, didn't I, to behave? Fortunately, another guard was travelling with me who was a first aider. So he dealt with the young man, and then, cut a long story short, we put him off at Bristol into an ambulance, and he was fine then, on his way home. Yeah. So yeah, there's a couple of instances of, that I had as a guard. But a couple of instances as a driver as well. I stopped at Stirling one Sunday afternoon, and the signalman said to me, do you know where Cowie Bridge is, driver? I said, yes, I do. I said, that, Plean. That's right, he said. Well, he said, there's a young man wandering round the railway there. I said, okay, well, I'll creep round and see what the score is. So I crept round, and there he is, sat on the rail. So obviously I stopped, and I managed to calm him down quite nicely. I eventually got him seated up on the bank towards my left. He was quite happy, quite affable. And then along come the police and the ambulance and wound him right up again. And now he wants to fight them now. I couldn't believe it. I thought I did all that work to calm him down, and look what they've just done. Still, there we are. That's the way it goes, doesn't it? What else have we got here now? Yes, I did drive the ambulance manager's train once, to be truthful. Yeah, once. It was okay. Nothing different. Nothing out of the ordinary. We didn't stop anywhere between Inverness and Motherwell, so not really much to happen. Oh, he did it. One of the managers expressed an interest to come up on the engine, but well, we had all greens, so I didn't stop, so he couldn't get on the engine. But there we are, not to worry. Last time I had a 67 for haulage. York to London, hauling a dead. Oh, right, you actually got a... right, lovely job, yes. Well, I believe this is a 110 mile an hour road that I'm on now, but I've stuck to around the 90 mark. You know, we've got plenty of time, believe me. This train is, it's actually empty stock to Plymouth to form a Plymouth-Newcastle service. So, we have got plenty of time. Well, we have in my world anyway. Let's not rush about anywhere. What about when you missed it because of football? No, that was to do with the High Bridge as well. I think, if I remember rightly, I think Bert had a radio and he was listening to it outside, and unfortunately I was also earwigging as well. So yeah, silly really. Should have known what I was doing. But never mind, we were all right. What's this? Join my Discord server. Don't know what that is. No, I just answered that gentleman about enjoy the stream. Consider that. Well done. Very good. Thank you very much indeed. The more the merrier. I think Barry likes that. There we are, we're jogging along nicely now. We're coming towards Coglow Junction. Looks like we got the road. Excellent. And this was obviously filmed on a nice day as well. Sorry, you're looking at the blue clouds there. Lovely. Blue sky, I mean. White clouds. Lovely. Very nice. What we got was on a Voyager between London and Milton Keynes once, and he broke so late that I overshot the station. Well, there you are. Someone else has done it as well. So we're all human. That's what I say. We're all human. Yeah, none of us are infallible. No, that's all right. I got what you meant by break. I got it.
Who is the best people you ever worked with?
Who was the best people I ever worked with?
Basically what I mean is company-wise.
I would say there were a number of guards at Bristol that once I became a driver, I did enjoy working with them, because ordinarily I wouldn't have worked with another guard unless, you know, he was acting as a ticket inspector or something. But yeah, I did enjoy working with a guard. And then once I got onto the freight trains, of course, that was it then. There was no guard. You were responsible from the front buffer to the rear buffer. But we never had any more money for it, I'll tell you that now. They certainly never gave us any incentive to really be part of it. Never mind. Not to worry. I was quite happy. I was just glad to be a driver.
So company-wise, there's also regional railways as a driver when you went to Wales. Out of those, who was the best?
I can't hear you, Barry, sorry.
I said, so you worked for regional railways,
Yeah,
then you went to RES,
yeah.
then EWS and DB. So
Yeah.
out of them, which ones did you prefer the most?
Oh, RES. Oh, I had the best 3 years of my railway career with RES. We had a wonderful management team, and our traction inspectors were good as well. Yeah, very, very good, and they were very knowledgeable. They knew they knew what they were doing. In fact, it was our chief traction inspector who gave me my temporary post as a supervisor at Barton Hill. We got a double yellow here, boys. We'll just knock the speed off. So we're at Taunton Station now. This has all been refurbished, by the way, lads. When this, we had a double yellow, didn't we?
Yeah.
So when because this platform that we're going down now is actually been refurbished and things have been put back on it, and it's now open. So yeah, very good. Yeah, really improved things here a little bit. Be nice to see the Minehead trains come back in here. I think there's talk of doing it, but I think it's all a matter of costs at the moment, like everything else in the world, I suppose. There's a nice heavy ballast train on the left-hand side. Look, one of my favourite engines. I think is it a 66? Yeah, it is. Yeah. What else have we got here now? Breaker. When you mentioned. Yes, we did unload mail and parcels at Slough, and One of the best things that ever happened to us with Res was that they gave the timekeeping to the driver. And what I could do is I could walk back to the train, a few minutes before the appropriate time, and I could say to the post office staff, right, that's it then, boys, lock the doors, we're going. And they had to comply. They had no choice. It was all about service quality with Res, and we did it well. Believe me, honestly, we did it well. Well, we certainly did at Bristol because, as I mentioned, I was a temporary supervisor there. I used to do quite a lot of nights because the regular supervisor who I did the nights for, his daughter had leukemia. So, if you can't do a good turn, bit of a poor show, isn't it? So that's the reason why I done it. And Slough was difficult to find, especially again in the fog. And of course, most of our trains were all relief work, relief line work. So you had to know the relief line more than you did the main line. What else have we got? Robin's asking me about my union rep. Yes, I was a union rep at Inverness. I had some good times there as that. I was also the driver in charge there as well. So, whatever I said went. No, I was never like that. In fact, I always said to the boys, look, I'm not the union. We all are the union. Tell me what you want, and if I can get it, I'll get it for you. What else have we got? It was quite amusing. Missed that train at Newcastle. Ended up getting another one afterwards. Didn't get 02:30 into London. Oh my word. That's not good being that late. When did you say you were coming back? Well, I'm coming back tomorrow. I think that's Matthew, isn't it? Yeah. There was a good yes, there was. You're quite right. Over on platform 1 in the bay, you only had to climb over the wall and you were in there. Nice. So the parcel building at Slough was on the platform. The original is still there now, but not right. Yes. Yeah, but most of our trains didn't have parcels on them. It was all mail. And of course that train that I worked at late at night was actually a TPO train. The staff were actually standing sorting the mail as we went along. I used to try and do about 5 mile an hour less speed-wise over some of the junctions and what have you, because you have to remember that they're standing. So if you can help them a little bit, it's actually not so bad. What else have we got? Yeah, we're doing well. We're doing well. Yep, that was me, Matthew. Was Frank Penhalley. I heard his name, but I can't say I recollect him, sorry. I'm one of those sort of people that I tend to remember people by faces rather than names. Because a lot of them have, they're probably not there anymore. It was surprising at this union, this meeting yesterday, reunion, the ones I would have liked to have perhaps saw were not there. They unfortunately died. There was one person I wanted to see, but it turns out he's ended up in a care home. So I couldn't place the name of where the care home was, so I didn't go around and see him. I suppose I could have if I was, but never mind, not to worry. We'll try again when I come down again. Ended up being a station announcer. Well done. Nothing like good announcing. I noticed at Bristol Temple Meads earlier on, you could barely hear the guy, giving the announcement. It was very poor. Yeah, of course, there's a lot of noise going on, mate, because they're repairing the roof. So I suppose that doesn't help. I know a lot of the lads who drive out of Dalham Royal Mail Depot. Yeah, I worked with a lot of good post office guys. Yeah, I don't mind admitting it. Yeah, yeah, they were great on the postals. Yeah, and they would once we got to the Princess Royal place, they would always say whether they had a decent ride or not. So I didn't mind really. Some of them could be a little bit sort of, you know, rude, but most of the time they were okay. Yeah, and I did enjoy working with the post office staff. That was an impressive place, mind that Princess Royal Delivery Centre. Absolutely, what a place! And of course, it was geared up for Royal Mail trains and the Royal Mail themselves. What else have we got? Don't know if you missed my however, are you Chris Price? Just when you mentioned you were at Inverness, I think I put 2 and 2 together. All right, yeah, no problem. If you do know me, thank you. Yes, I moved to Inverness in 1998. Somebody saying I've got a cracking beard. Yeah, I know. I've always had a beard. My wife insisted on it. She liked men with beards. Do I remember Stephen Dent? Well, yes, I do. He had a well. There we are. I saw his wife Monday, and she presented me with the other plate that was on one side of 08896. So that's currently in my car and will go home with me and will be proudly displayed on the wall. I will get Matthew to photograph it and put it on the web for all to see. So yes, I did. I love Stephen. I actually slept with Stephen in Cologne in Germany, believe it or not. We shared a room there. I went for the Class 103s on the German railways. What a beast that was. I wish we could have had them here. Oh, absolutely wonderful. Let's
Alan, good evening, welcome to the stream.
Yeah, there's lots of people seem to be joining. Hello again. Did you base your emoji on Chris? I probably not. No. Right. Come on, sweetheart. We ought to be going a bit faster than this. It's all downhill now from Whiteball Tunnel. So yes, he was a great guy, Mr. Railway. He really was. Yes, he died very young as well. Of course, his nickname was Radio Dent. He was always on the radios, chatting to, you know, Rail 1 to Rail whatever. And he was constant at it. And of course, his nickname became Radio Dent. And yeah, he was a lovely man. He really was. Died very young. A real shame. Cool, I'm a driver with GBRF at Fort William. Right? Yes. I'm going to try and get over to see Andy Ross in the very near future. If you see him before I do, would you tell him that I'll give him a ring and I'll come over and we'll have a bit of a chit chat together. And I like Fort William anyway, it's beautiful. Mary liked Fort William, but never mind. As I say, she passed last December. We're a bit lonely, but things will get better, I'm sure. Someone's asking me how I am. Hope I'm well. Yes, I'm fine. Yeah, everything is good. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I spoke to the driver at GBRF. Right, lovely. Someone says he's good. Thanks. Great stuff. Oh my word, we're speeding, boys. Never mind, eh? He'll slow down now. It's 110 here anyway. Oh right, Andy retired about 3 years ago. You're going out for a curry with him on Friday. Good, excellent. Tell him that I'll give him a ring, or he can ring me. One of the two. I don't mind. I'll probably message him first, actually, via the web. I quite like to do that. That's all right. I'm not the best at computers, but I can do a little bit. I can get by, as they say. Well, look, Exeter will be the next stop. I hope you all enjoyed it. We're alongside the M5 now, aren't we? Yes, we're all along. We've picked that up at Wellington. That's the old Tiverton Parkway station there. Just goods loops now. They wanted to take them out in my day, but I think they got told to leave them there. They'll be useful. What else have we got? Someone's enjoying my cracking yarns and experiences. That's good. That's what it's all about. Imparting knowledge, you see. Coming back to my mentor days when I did a little bit. All about giving over the knowledge. We must be following some of our boys.
Do you miss the railway, Dad?
Yes, I miss the railway. I miss the driving of the trains. I don't miss all the politics that went with it, especially towards the end. I was called a dinosaur many times, but I was never going to change. I was always going to be, who I was. You can't change. Yeah, I found it. I don't mind telling you. I found it difficult sometimes with all of the paraphernalia that's on these locomotives. And some of our inspectors were insistent that you adhered to them. Well, quite frankly, none of these systems that you can see in front of you, they don't drive the train. I drive the train, and some of them didn't like it. They thought it was not quite cricket, but well, not going to be any different, unfortunately. It's a shame, but there it is. That's how it was. Now, have we got a red down here? Just a moment, guys, just while I concentrate on this. Yeah, we must be following something. I think perhaps we'll just dawdle along here for a moment, and perhaps with a bit of luck that train will be gone.
If I'm allowed to ask, have you had any moments on the railway that you've not liked?
Yeah, there has been one moment on the railway that I've not liked. I don't know about any of you other train drivers that might be there, or guards or inspectors. I've been in the unfortunate position to have killed a 19-year-old boy at Port Talbot with one of these trains. Yeah, that was not pretty. I won't go into detail, but I spread his body out over 310 feet 11 inches. Yeah, so that was not very nice. So that was an instant to get away from. I'm not going to deny he didn't mess me up for a few weeks. I had 6 weeks off the road. I was very lucky. Our head inspector gave me lots of help. Told me to come back when I could. My wife was very good. She helped no end. A couple of the drivers that I knew very, very well, they helped as well. So yes, I had, and the counselling that I received was very good too. I'll keep below 60, I think, because we're going to have to be coming down in a minute anyway for around the corner. Yeah, so that was not so good, but we got back. Get back in the, you know, it's like if you fall off a horse, isn't it? You've got to get back on. So that's what I done. Anything else? Gentleman says he's been has never been in the cab. Well, you only have to ask. I'm sure that you know there are, you know, if you write to the inspectorate of the particular depot you're at, I see no reason why they might not give you a ride. What's that? I don't know how you do your job, but my book says you're doing it wrong. Oh, okay, that's fine, no problem. You know what? Dinosaurs don't ever cause any issues or accidents. Leave them to death. Absolutely. I wouldn't ever. But that, well, there we are. That's okay. What else we got? I'm afraid most driver managers have got years of experience behind the controls. Yes, you're quite right. They have, and I wouldn't take it away from them. As I said earlier on, was very lucky with our what they became, driver managers, and they were very good, very, very good indeed. In fact, actually, I'll mention that it was Nick Edwards was the head man, and a chap called Phil Kite was the other guy. Oh, and we had a young lady who stepped up from a driver to be a temporary inspector, and I never had a problem with her either. She was quite nice. I liked her. In fact, she liked me very much. She said, if you weren't married, Chris, I'd marry you. I said, oh, that's very nice, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. Gentleman says he's loving the stream. Good. Feel for you. Had good people. It's tough to share and appreciate. Yeah. I've had to deal with 2 deaths. Oh dear. Oh, but not railway related. It's a strange one. Yeah, it happens. What would you say to anyone who might be looking to get into? I would encourage them no end. There's nothing wrong with the rail industry. No, nothing at all. It's very difficult now, of course, because they seem to be taking people that are really, really educated. I don't know why they want really, really, really educated people when, quite frankly, you know, someone with a bit of common sense is probably just what you need. I was very lucky, of course. I really was. Because I wasn't sure about the driver's job itself, and I asked the driver manager at Bath Road Diesel Depot where I was. I said, excuse me, sir. I said, I've heard nothing about the driver's vacancy. Oh, you'll be fine, Chris. We'll let you know. And that was it. No trouble at all. That's how I got on the footplate. Nothing else. Yeah, no common sense these days. You're quite right. Somebody said, yeah, that's good. Love watching you do this. The team hope we can join again. Yes, I'll be down to see my sons again. I've said that if we have some nice weather, perhaps next year, we might all perhaps disappear down the beach at Paynton. That would be nice, wouldn't it? We could have a bit of a swim, a couple of beers, and just, you know, have a good time. I think that other train must be gone then, so I will get going again, I think. At least he's gone now with a bit of luck. What we got now? No. Did you drive? Or did I find it monotonous? No. Because, to be honest with you, if I was getting a little bit bored, as I say, for the want of better words, a little rendition of a little sing-song to yourself could wake you up. And I used to carry a flask, of course, make yourself a cup of tea or coffee, you know, and it's not so bad then, you know, and you can sort of go again. But no, I didn't find it monotonous. Just a little bit boring. It could be, because it could be if you put the brake on, like I will in a moment. You know, I'll have put it on yesterday, the day before that, last week, last year. You know, in the very same place. So it's yeah, that's the only downside of it. But just keep your faculties together, keep yourself motivated, and you can't go wrong. A big word for this time of night. Thank you. How awesome is that? It's fantastic. Can't see the point of employing people straight from uni into management jobs on the railway, as they haven't got a clue how to run it. Well, now that's another story, but it's a long one. I'll refrain from that one for a moment. You never know, I might come back and I'll tell that story another day. The only thing I can say is common sense is the watchword. Not to be brainy or, you know, because, for instance, I actually was the eldest on the course that I was on, and I was never mechanically minded, so I struggled a little bit. And my big problem was how the braking system worked. But fortunately, I was able to go to a very, very good friend of mine, and he explained to me what it was in a little rhyme, and I got it straight away. So there you are. That's the sort of thing I like. I always used to go into the inspector's office to ask questions. A lot of our other drivers used to say, "What do you keep going in there for, Chris?" I said, "Well, I want to know." You know, and I'm not gonna, unless I go in and ask, I'm never gonna find out. So I've got to go in and ask. You know, it's like that. There was a driver here earlier on, you know, about mentoring. That's what it's all about. Impart your knowledge to those coming along. Yeah, I was very lucky to be considered for that, and also the deputy train crew supervisor's job. Yeah, I was very, very lucky to be considered for that. Yeah, all those men under my control. And I used to have a little black book, I'll tell you. I used to have a little black book. And in my little black book was all the drivers that would do overtime for me. So if you were in my little black book, you made a lot of money. Ah, there we are. Now there's someone who's explaining it now. On the underground, they recruit through the grades. Now, is that not the best way forward? Hey? That's what it's all about. Yeah, that to me is what it's all about. Apologies if I've already answered this, but have you been in this on the which regions did you work? Oh, right. We worked from Bristol. We worked on to the Midland region, which was the Princess Royal Delivery Centre, and when I then moved to Inverness, and the story there is, of course, I met and married a Glasgow girl, so I always promised to take her back to Inverness, and that's why I moved up there. So in Inverness, it was all Scottish region work, and it was okay. I mean, what could be nicer on a nice morning, driving one of these on the Highland Main Line in the autumn time? God, you should see the colours. They are absolutely beautiful. They really are. All the nice autumn colours of the trees. And of course, I've got the best place look. I've got the best seat in the house, so I can see it well from where I am. Here we are. We're at Cowley Bridge Junction now. Just a few more then before I be quiet. Actually, we're what an awesome. Inverness is lovely. You're quite right, it is. But it's certainly moving up a grade now, Inverness. Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely. So, we're approaching Exeter Riverside. I'm going to say thank you very, very much indeed for accommodating me. I thank Barry for letting me have a go, and I share some of my experiences and what I did, and I can honestly say that I enjoyed it. I really did. Yeah, there's about 5 guys. Yeah, that's right. They are. They're still there, but they all had to transfer to Serco because Serco took over the sleeping car contract. So unfortunately, they all had to transfer there. There are some other guys who do the Royal Scotsman. Now, who are they? I can't remember who they are.
West Coast.
West Coast, that's it. West Coast Railways, they do that. And they also do the Jacobite. They also do the Jacobite over at Fort William for Mallaig. Right, somebody says thanks, Chris. Absolutely, you're welcome. More than welcome. I'll come back again and we can chat some more, can't we? I've enjoyed it immensely. I don't mind admitting it. It's been very good. Someone told me once I should write a book. Well, you never know. Watch this space. You never know. I might do. Someone says please come back. 100%. Thank you very much indeed. He's only been here 15 minutes, but you enjoyed it. You're more than welcome. And there we are. GB do the Scotsman. There we are then. Lovely. So we'll just drift down in the platform now. Cheers, Chris. Very enjoyable. Not a problem at all, sir. Yes, I should write a book. You're absolutely right. I should. But we'll wait and see. Wait and see. I don't think we're late. I'm pretty sure we're...
It's taking you less than an hour to get here.
Sorry?
It's taking you less than an hour to get here.
Is it? We must have been speeding.
I have a question.
All right. Let's stop here a minute first.
The only way around that. So we're doing.
Here we are. How was that?
So my question is this. So when you brake with a 67,
Yeah.
why do you put the whole lot in?
I just do. And then what I do then is I put the whole lot in order to bring the train down to a recognizable speed. So from that speed then I can control the brake. I can put it on or off or
And
whatever.
do you do that with every
I
train
do that with
unit?
every train. I am an early breaker.
Right.
And that's how I was taught, so,
Fair enough.
you know.
Cool.
So I have no problem with
You
that.
get a lot of drivers that will fan that.
Oh, that's not the way forward. There we are. There we are then. Well, thank you, and I say a very, very good night to you. Cheers. There we are. Thank you, Barry. That was
Well done,
lovely.
Papa Rooney.
That was all right, wasn't it?
Give me 2 seconds because I'm going to kill the stream anyway. We were going to do another scenario, but I can do it another night. It's cool.
You alright?
Oh, these are banging there. How many overtime?
Yo, how are we going? Right, hopefully you enjoyed that. We were meant to do another scenario, but time is cracking on, and I need to get my dad organised, ready for him going back to Inverness. So I'm actually going to bail on that last scenario. We can do that next time over the weekend or something else of that. So I'm hoping that you enjoyed that little trip and everything else of that. I'm going to say goodbye from me. I'm sure Jake is probably here. He's going to say goodbye as well.
No.
So from me to you guys and all 54 of you that witnessed that. By the way, that was the second time, excuse me, that my father's actually ever driven on train sim as well. So, I'll leave that thought with you. In the process, good night guys, take care, loves you lots, see you on the next one.